All right, welcome to Coffee with Markus. As you can see today, slightly different because I am in Cancun, Mexico with my mastermind, but still, we will talk about what's happening in the markets. Interesting day today. And then I know I should be on the beach right now, but I decided to give you an account update to show you what happened to my accounts in January. So we'll talk about this. I'll show you the current trades that I'm in and what I traded today, and then I'll answer your questions. So put them right here in the comments and we'll get to it towards the end of the show. So as you can see, we have a lot to do. So let's get started. This show is about real money and real trades. I'll show you the trading strategies that I personally trade, the tools that I use to trade my own accounts, and we will talk about the right mindset of a trader. Now, talking about mindset, I'm going to show you how to create SRC profits. And SRC stands for systematic, repeatable, and consistent, because that is the key to long-term success in the markets. So, if you are sick of all the hype and empty promises, and you want to learn trading strategies that actually work, then click on like right now and let's get started. All right, let's get started so that I can hang out at the beach. Let's take a quick look at the markets. This will only take us 2 minutes or so, but we gotta see what's going on right now. And you see, last week, the S&P had the best week of the year, which doesn't mean a whole lot because, it's only February 7th. And today, it's a whole bunch of nothing. If you're looking at a 5-minute chart, you see that the markets are, having like a week over party hangover. So the S&P has been a little bit higher, a little bit lower, a little bit higher. And right now, as you can see, trading right here at the unchanged mark. Pretty much the same for all of the indices, also the NASDAQ. Not a whole lot going on. First this morning, it was pushing higher, pushing lower. And right now, as you can see, just diddling around plus minus 0.0 something percent. The Dow actually the best of the bunch here. So this morning the Dow started actually lower but pushing higher going into the afternoon. Right now up 0.37%. So overall not a whole lot going on, and this is just because we don't have much on the economic agenda right now, and we do have some heavy hitters reporting earnings, but this will be later in the week. So today it almost appears that it is kind of a all right, let's diddle around. It almost feels like let's go to the beach kind of day in the market, doesn't it? Okay, so let's actually talk about the account update for January 2022. So let me just show you and give you a super brief recap on what we have done thus far, and then we take a look at the positions here. So let me go over and so this right now is update number 17. There we go. So here's what happened. Last year on January 11th, 2021, I put $250,000 in a trading account, used this as a margin account so that I have $500,000 in buying power. And the goal is to make $15,000 per month, or if you multiply it by 12, $180,000 per year. Now, I am doing this trading the wheel strategy, and so over the past 16 updates or 15 updates, I have been giving you all of the realized profits that I had from January until December. So this is where I ended the year with $188,000 and $40 in realized profits. Now, I also broke down the commissions and fees, and again, for a more detailed review, just take a look at the previous update, because there I break it down in detail. So I paid around $9,300 to Tastyworks in commissions and fees, and this is why I said for 2022 I will change over to Tradier, because it'll save me a little bit over $3,000 approximately. We also talked about how to move the accounts, that I could do it, where is this an ACAT where I can't trade for up to 2 weeks. And boy, if I would have done this and I couldn't have traded in January, I would be a very, very, very sad person right now. So I'm really glad that I chose possibility number 2, where I said I'll be unwinding the positions in the Tastyworks account, not entering any new positions unless I'm selling calls against the existing positions in that account, or I'm getting called away. I also put $250,000 into an account with Tradier, that I use as a margin account. So the buying power is $500,000. And as I'm unwinding the positions here in the Tastyworks account, I will transfer out of this back into my checking account, and I'll keep you posted of what exactly is happening there. So as we talk about the 2022 trading, we got to talk about both accounts. We got to talk about the Tastyworks account and the positions in there, as well as the Tradier account. And that's what we're going to do right now. So let's get started with the Tastyworks account. And so we're going to jump over here to the Tastyworks account. And I think there were a few comments on the recent video that says, well, switch on this view where you see all of the unrealized year gains and the realized, and you see this resets at the beginning of the year. So therefore, this does not reflect of what's going on in the account. So this is why I believe it doesn't make sense at all to show you this, because according to this, which is absolutely not true, but according to this, I should have $15,912 in realized gains, $1,000 in unrealized gains, and therefore my year-to-date gain should be at $16,000. And that is simply not the case. So this is where there was a big fuss, like, okay, you in the past, you have shown this view and you haven't shown this view, because as you can see, it doesn't make sense. So let's actually take a look at the transactions, which gives you a way more accurate view. So here what we want to do is we want to actually look at what happened here between January 1st and January 31st. So in this account, I had 5 positions. So let me come back here. So I had a total of 5 positions. Coming into January, I had Boeing, BA, I had UNG, which is the United States Gas Fund, I had ARC-F, I had LVS, and I had RIDE. Right now, I am still in 3 of these positions. So I did get called away in Boeing, and we'll talk about this trade in detail so that you know of what happened there. Because again, want to make sure that we are reporting correctly from the previous year rollover, right? We also talk about, what was the other one? UNG. So we'll take a look at this and also what happened. But as you can see here in January thus far, generated around $5,000, mainly, as you can see here, this is pretty much all LVS. There's one Boeing call that I sold, but the rest is just LVS, because that's where right now I'm trading most actively. And we'll take a look at the trades here in just a moment. So we can write this down. So that's $5,021, so that you know of what's happening in the Tastyworks account. So we can also take a few notes here if you want to. So BA got called away with a profit, and we'll calculate the profit here in a moment. UNG got called away with a profit. So we'll talk about this. And we still have open LVS, and this is where right now I'm selling calls against my existing position. And then we have ARC-F, and I'm not doing anything with there. What I'm doing here right now, I'm consider a third rescue mission at 28. And we'll talk about this here in a moment. And then we have RIDE, and not much going on there. But so the January profits, in this account, what did we just say? We said $5,021. Okay, so we can write this down. I wish it would be $54,000. Anyhow, here you go, you get the idea. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the trades, especially the UNG trade. And this is where, again, it's a little bit tricky when you just look at this, because then according to this, I would have made $10,000 on UNG. Oops, what did I do? I thought that I was sharing my screen. Didn't I not share my screen the whole time? Did I just type for myself without sharing my screen? Okay, so here's what I was writing. Again, I'll make the notes available here. So again, BA called away. So we need to take a look here at this, because I did not make $10,000 on UNG. So let's take a look at UNG. So the UNG trade actually, this is where we need to look at UNG. And this trade started happening in the beginning of November. So we got to go back to November 2021. There we go. So I did collect a total of $11,808 in premium. And if you go here to the charts and take a look at these, so we go to UNG. So you will see that initially I sold UNG at $17. Then I sold some more UNG at $15. And anyhow, long story short, or maybe it was $14. Long story short, my break even was at $15.50. No, my cost basis was at $15.50. My break even was way less. Okay, I am sharing my screen right now. I think I forgot it earlier. Thanks. Okay, here we go. So this is where, when UNG went crazy, I decided to get out of UNG and give away some of my premium here that I collected. So again, I collected a total of $11,880, but I decided to get called away at $14.50. So what does this mean for this trade? This is where we are just showing everything. So this is where you see I sold UNG puts here. I then got assigned. I sold some more. I got assigned. You get the idea. All of this is here. So eventually I closed the trade, and I closed it with $2,880 in profits. So let's move over there and let's write this down. So this is here, UNG called away with a profit of $2,880. Now this was below my cost basis, but above my break even. So this is why there is still a profit. So LVS, we'll take a look at this, what I'm doing right now, but let's actually talk about the BA trade here in more detail. So we are going back to BA, and at first we want to look at the premium that I received here. And BA, I do believe that we started on November 19th. Here we go. So November 19th, that's where we started with the BA trade. And as you can see, at first sold a bunch of calls, sold a bunch of puts. So we made $4,235. Well, when I say we, pluralis majestatis, that's me, made $4,235. And if you look at all of this, we see that this is where Boeing got called away, and it got called away exactly at the price where I bought it. So didn't make or lose any money on the stock. Made $4,335, and again, this is where all of this is pretty misleading here. Didn't make the $4,000, didn't make the $10,000. So on Boeing, $4,335. If you're going back over there, we see this $4,335. 4,200. Which one? How much was it? Squirrel. There we go. Okay, good. So let's take a look at the LVS trade. So the LVS trade right now is still open. So, and this is a trade that has been open here for quite a while. This is actually since May last year. So May 2021, this is how long this trade has been open. So let me change this to this. And as you can see, thus far, oh no, that's still Boeing. That's not what I was looking for. So LVS, not bad at all, collected a little bit over $10,000 in premium, and right now this is where my cost basis is. Let's just jump over there. Let's go to LVS. So my cost basis is at 46, you see it right here, 46.86. So we're getting super close to my cost basis here. If I would exit the trade right now, since I collected more than $10,000 in premium, I would exit it with a profit, because my break even is probably somewhere around $42. That's where my break even is. But I'm not planning to do this. In fact, this is where today I was selling some more premium. So let's go back over there. As you can see, today, oh, we need to go to today actually, not stop in January. This is because I just wanted to show you what happened in January. So today I sold some more calls, made $780, and I've been doing this over the past few weeks. So as you can see, the total premium received on LVS right now, $11,512. So that's where we are at here. And well, we'll see. I mean, LVS is looking good right now. I sold calls at where are we at 47, which is above my cost basis. So if this is getting called away, we would be good. Okay, so LVS still selling calls thus far. How much did we have? 11,512 in premium that we have received thus far. Okay, so I know that we need to talk about the Tradier account, but let's take a look at the other two trades here. So we do have ARC-F, and ARC-F is interesting. I got assigned at 47.50, so now I'm considering flying a rescue mission, lowering my my cost basis here by selling puts at 28, and I'm not doing it with a full position, I'm doing it with a third of a position. And of course, in order to do this, I want to see that we are getting a little bit closer here to the 28, because this is when the premiums are juicier. So I'm keeping an eye on ARC-F right now, nothing to do there. So I've sold some calls and some puts here, collected some premium, but right now not much to do. I'm waiting for this. And then of course we have Ride, and Ride is a wild ride. So Ride has been recently pushing above $3, but as you can see, this is here heavily down, not much to do. So I'm waiting here for some more positive news. It seems that there's at 322 recently, it made a push to 322, stopped there, pulled back. This morning, if you're looking at the 5-minute chart, let me just reset it, also pushed to pretty much exactly 320. The day high, today's high was 321. So we went all the way up there, pulling back here a little bit and lackluster like the overall market. So we'll see what happens there. As you know, Ride is definitely my Achilles heel. So for Ride, we'll be in this probably for a while. We can take a look at this. Collected thus far some good premium on Ride. Well, this actually is, if we are going all the way back, this is where we have to go to February last year. So on Ride, collected around, no, that's still LVS. So we got to change this over to Ride. So collected around, what, $17,000 here in premium, something like this, $191 in fees, $190 in commission. I don't even know what they're doing the fees here with 3 increments, but as you can see, the fees are $5 and 61.2 cents and 55 cents and 55.8 cents anyhow. So that's where we stand here with this account. Okay, now let's look at what happened here in the Tradier account. So the Tradier account, this is where I have been trading. Let's just see. Here we go. So I traded KSS, GDX, CWH, Camping World, ADI, and so on and so on. And you see, these are all of the trades of January. And I ended up with $23,289.77 in premium that I have collected in this account. So this here, just up to 5 positions that were traded in this account. So on the Tradier account, let's just see if we can make this nice and pretty. Oh, why can't we make this nice and pretty? There we go. So for January, the profits were, as you can see, $23,289.77, and this is after commissions. Okay, so the way how Tradier is reporting it, well, I'm not really paying commissions at Tradier, so it's after fees, I should say. And the fees are NFA fees, OCC fees, regulatory fees. So that's what's going on there. So as you can see, overall, January has been a pretty good month. And see, January has definitely been volatile. I mean, in January, we had the worst day or the worst week since March 2020. And then we had the best week of January last week. So there's a lot going on in January here. So let's take a look of what's happening here right now. So you know that I'm in ARC-F, LVS, and Ride. This is in the Tastyworks account. So in the other account, I got called away and options expired worthless of most of the positions. I'm still in ADI. And right now I have sold calls against ADI, got assigned at 100. Oops. And I should share my screen. Thanks. Okay, so this is where, okay, ADI, we were talking about this, right, when I realized that I didn't share my screen. Sorry about this. I said, not in my studio here, in an impromptu studio, but I wanted to come here live to do this update with you. Okay, so got a sign at 162.50, sold already a bunch in premium calls and puts. So as you can see, we're good here. If by the end of the week, ADA is closing above 162.50, I get called away, not making any money on the stock, but collecting a bunch in premium. CLF, I got assigned at 20, so I own shares at 20. Sold calls, sold puts, the whole 9 yards here. So right now I'm still in this trade, as you can see, down for $1, so not a whole lot. And we have been a little bit all over the place today. We have been at what, 1938. So we'll see. If by Friday we're above 20, I get called away, keep all of my premium. Maybe I'll roll this one, I'll see. And then I have IWM, and IWM are the iShares that mirror the Russell 2000. And this is where I got assigned at 205. And so today I tried to sell some calls at the 205, have not yet been filled. So I want to get $1.50 here. So we will see. It has been a little bit all over the place here today, as you can see, but I'm not in a rush. You see, January has been really, really good, and February has been off to a good start as well. So in February, also have made already, I don't know, I think $4,000 or $5,000. I have to look it up. I don't want to mislead you because we're talking about the January update here. But it has been good, so I'm not in a rush here to sell calls immediately on a Monday. And this is why, chose to wait it out and see if you're pushing a little bit higher. I think if we push as high as 202, I should get filled here. And as you see, recently we have been as high as 204, so I should be good there. Other than this, didn't see much to trade today, and this mainly because the markets were just diddling around, as I said, just going sideways. I mean, it seems that we are sliding into the close here right now. So we close in 8 minutes. So S&P is pushing lower, the NASDAQ is pushing lower, even the Dow right now just turned negative. And so this morning when we were trading together, didn't see a whole lot that really excited me here. So this is what's going on here. So let me just see what we have here as comments. And again, today might cut it a little bit shorter because, trust me, the beach is calling my name. And I should be laying there right now. But hey, wanted to be here live with you. Okay, good to see everybody here. Okay, how is the weather treating everybody? Are you staying nice and warm, hopefully? I sure hope so. Okay, which resort in Mexico? It is, oh yeah, Chris is here. So Chris already said it, the Intercontinental Presidente. So, Dan, sorry that it is raining there. Oh, Geld Kapitan, so good to see you. I haven't seen your latest video just yet. It's on my to-do list. I know that you're doing a video on Sunday where you're summarizing how your week has been. So looking forward to this. And we'll see each other in Las Vegas. I'm speaking for the Money Show. If you're interested in this, we'll leave a link somewhere in the description. It's coming up towards end of February. It's, I think, in 2 weeks or something like this. All right, let's see. What else do we have? So yeah, I'm sorry, share your screen, please. I know, sorry, I'm not in my studio. So I did do that. Okay, so what was the mastermind person that has a program to keep track of all trades? We have several. Kevin has a pretty good spreadsheet. You might want to take a look at this. Okay, good. So, well, I see that there's some talk about crypto. We're not getting into this, but I want to address, actually at some point, we want to talk about crypto because, as you know, Powerex Optimizer now has cryptocurrencies in there. Now, while the markets, let me just share my screen here a little bit. So what we like to do with Powerex Optimizer, since we have tested it over and over again, the long positions outperform the short positions by far. And as you can see, if you have cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin sliding right there, and I mean, you can look at Bitcoin or Ethereum or Dogecoin or Solana. It doesn't really matter, right? They've all been on. So this is why on the PowerX scanner we didn't have many opportunities, but right now we have more opportunities popping up. So I'm planning to actually trade cryptocurrencies with the PowerX optimizer, and then we'll share with you of what we are doing here. So this is where we'll get to this point here at some point. I don't know if you do it on Thursday. Anyhow, it's coming up. So Ben is asking, are you allocating less capital to non-REIT positions while you wait for REIT to recover? Again, keep in mind, Ben, this is where we are in two separate accounts. So in the one account, the Tastyworks account, this is where I'm just unwinding these positions. I'm not taking any new positions. As I said, let me just bring it up here really quick so that we know the exact rules of the game here. So this is where I said, in this one, I am unwinding the positions in the Tastyworks account and will not enter any new positions. Now, the Tradier account, since I put $250,000 in there, I am treating this that I would trade on margin, right? So this is $500,000 in buying power, and I'm allocating $100,000 to each position here. I hope that I understand your question correctly. So keep in mind, the Tastyworks account, sunsetting it, winding it down, and while I'm doing it and I'm freeing up more capital in this account, I'm transferring it back into the checking account. And then we also have the Tradier account here. And this is why I right now reporting for both accounts separately so that you can keep track on this of what exactly is happening there. Okay, so Mr. Mikey said about Riot this morning. Wow, that's a little bit crazy for me to trade Riot. So I used to trade Riot and I think Mara. I haven't done this in a long time. Kathy is heading to Oahu this Tuesday. Okay, that is fantastic. And yeah, John said it. It's Kevin's wheel tracker. That is perfect. Okay, the right break even. I would have to calculate. So my cost basis is 1186. So then from this we have to subtract the. I'll probably quickly do this. What was it, like $17,000 and something? Let's just say roughly $17,000. Okay, and I have 15,000 shares. So this would be deducting another $13. So 11. And I'm eyeballing it here, right? 86, I believe that's what it is, minus $13. So we are probably somewhere around $10.73, $10.70. I mean, don't quote me to the penny, but that's where we are right now. Baby Wonder, hey, you can hate to ask or had to ask, that's fine. So that's where we are with this one. Okay, so Earl is asking, do you include the premiums collected on puts sold on a risk commission that expire worthless as profit, or is a separate trade to calculate into the break even? So Earl, this is a great question, and this is where you see you have the difference between the cost basis and the break even. The cost basis is originally what you got your shares assigned to, and if you're flying rescue missions and you get assigned more shares, you're bringing your cost basis down. Again, you might disagree with this management strategy, and you might say, okay, as soon as it's down 10%, 20%, 30%, I'm taking a loss, and that's fine, right? There's a million ways to trade, and there's not one way to trade. And I'm saying, you have to fly rescue missions, and if you don't fly rescue missions, it'll never work. No, this is what I'm doing, and that's what I'm doing on this channel here. I'm sharing what I'm doing, and then you choose what you would like to do, what makes sense in your plan. So anyhow, this is how I'm bringing the cost basis down by getting assigned a few more times. Now the break even is the cost basis minus all the premium that you have received. Now, usually I do not like to get called away below my cost basis. I did make an exception with UNG, so I got called away below my cost basis, but above my break even, so I exited still with a profit, but this way I gave back some of the profits that I made by selling calls and puts, right, just to get out of the position. So there I decided to get out of the position. I didn't trust UNG, and I didn't want to wait for the next winter storm because it might or might not come. And as winter started progressing, I decided to exit it. Now, woulda, coulda, shoulda, in hindsight, I should have kept it and would have made a killing because it went all the way up. If you can take a look at this here at UNG, really quick. And again, this is where, right, in hindsight, we are all the greatest traders. So we went up to, what, $19. So could have made a killing on this one. But you see, as it jumped higher and then pulled back right around here, I decided to bail on this one, still with a profit here. Does this make sense, Earl? Is this helpful? Okay. So then, yes, you will be able to report the report from Tradier into the trading log when it is available. Absolutely. That is the plan. Suresh said, what amount of capital was needed? I put in $250,000 in cash and I chose to trade on margin. Now, we talked about it, I think 2 weeks ago, maybe it was last Monday, can't remember. We talked about margin. Please take a look at this video. You need to understand how to trade on margin. It's almost like going into a race car and going really, really fast. When you know how to drive, it's lots of fun and it is super dangerous. So Suresh, I explained the pros and cons of trading on margin. Take a look at the video. I'll link to it in the description. I did it specifically because some people just say, yeah, I'll take all the margin. I even do portfolio margin. And this is where, again, watch this video. This will help you. So it was $250,000 in cash and I'm choosing to use margin here. Okay. And Webby Wonder, of course, wouldn't miss it to hang out with you. But not for long. Okay. All right. Yeah, and Jim said, not many good value stocks on the wheel scanner today, just a lot of growth. Yeah, right. And this is where I chose today not to trade anything. There was a possibility to trade JP Morgan, but you see, I think at some point this week, we might have a down day and then we can go shopping. So there's plenty that we could actually do here when the markets are going down. So, I mean, today's just Monday. Markets are all over the place. I just heard the bell. Let's just see where we ended today in the markets. So it seems that the S&P sold off into the close. So the last, 20 minutes here, finishing lower by 0.37%. The NASDAQ sold off going into the close, finishing down 0.5%. But if you think about it, if you look at the recent moves, today was pretty much a non-event day. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. But this is where I want to keep my powder dry, Jim. Yes, absolutely. Okay, Tom, so good to see you here. And Rick is going to Cabo. That is fantastic. Okay. Good. Robbie says, in Belgium, the weather was also good. Well, probably not enough to get on the beach. Okay. Yeah, I see it's mostly SOH today. What is SOH? Sitting on hands. And sometimes that's the best thing that you can do. Again, we're right now trading here live with our mastermind. And trust me, I would love to trade. But sometimes the best thing to do is not to trade. I mean, choosing not to trade is an active trading decision here. So absolutely, this is what happened here. All right, fantastic. Okay, I think that we went through most of the questions here. I think all of the questions, and as I said, the beach is calling me. So now you know how I did in January, what is happening. So I'll keep you updated on my positions as we are progressing here. As always, in Coffee with Markus. If you're enjoying this, click on like, consider subscribing to the channel, and yeah, I will see you in the next Coffee with Markus, still here from Cancun in Mexico in the makeshift studio, and this will be on Thursday. So I'll see you then. Have a great rest of the day, and talk to you soon. Take care, everybody.